I realized though that when we were talking about our Arrowverse news, we should have also talked about um, Legends potentially finishing on The Flash season 9. I know Eric Wallace, the showrunner, said it's likely not to happen because he has to finish up season 9, which may possibly be the series finale season of The Flash. But considering this week's episode of The Flash, it's possible you could definitely finish their story on in season 9.
Not to dive into the spoilers of how much I loved this week's episode of The Flash, because we will get to that. But one of the reasons I love this week's episode of The Flash was that it felt like an old-fashioned Arrowverse show. There were so many connections to the wider universe. You had so many references to the Legends of Tomorrow. Ray Palmer appeared in it. Both versions of Eva Barthon appeared in it. It just felt like one of those old-fashioned Arrowverse episodes that had all the connections you could imagine. And like The Flash hasn't done that in years. So the fact that they referenced the Legends, they showed one of them, they showed flashbacks to Thawne's appearance in the last season of Legends, and you saw Sarah as well. It still does feel to me like The Flash could wrap up Legends of Tomorrow's story. I don't want them to. That's not fair. That's not right. But it seems very plausible given the direction they're going in. And if that was the only way to do it, I'd accept it. I don't want it. But it just feels to me like The Flash suddenly remembers that it's an Arrowverse show and it hasn't done that in a very long time. So I know Eric Wallace doesn't want to do it, but if it happened, I wouldn't hate it as much as not getting a conclusion, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's better to get a conclusion than not to have a conclusion at all. I mean, we are still very much hashtag Save Legends of Tomorrow in these streets on every platform we could possibly be on. But I do think if the only option is wrapping it on The Flash, then just to pitch yet another thing to the CW, what about The Flash Legends of Tomorrow crossover event? 3 episodes, y'all. I mean, and we can just wrap Barry, just for whatever reason, has to go over to their side of time. It's just him, and he's just on Legends for 3 episodes as we wrap this up.
That would be cool, like a 3-episode event to kick the season off, just like we did the 5-episode event last year. Set in the time prison, Barry helps them escape, Legends save the day, end off, it's wrapped up, and finish their story, because that's what they kind of need and deserve. It's possible. I know if it was just a separate episode of The Flash, that wouldn't be the exposure it needed. But yes, a 5-episode event or a 3-episode event or a mini kind of TV movie, anything like that would be a good way of wrapping it up. And now that The Flash has remembered those connections, I could see it happening.
Yeah. And so, you know what? Manifesting it right now in some capacity, Legends of Tomorrow's story is going to be wrapped up. We're not going to naysay because I think this fandom has been so loud, and I still have like has a lot of the media too. I mean, the whole reason Eric Wallace got asked about this is because a reporter took their time to ask him, would you wrap it up on The Flash?